Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. All-in Warriors trade pitch lands number 2 star next to Steph Curry. The Golden State Warriors remained on top of the Western Conference with a 12-3 record after barely scraping by a shorthanded New Orleans Pelicans team on the road 112-108 on November 22. Can they sustain this early surge and a 12-man rotation into the postseason? Mo Dakhil, who worked as a video coordinator for a combined 8 years for the Los Angeles Clippers and San Antonio Spurs, expressed his concern on the Kevin O'Connor Show podcast recently about the Warriors' lack of a clear-cut number 2 option behind Stephen Curry. To address this, Zach Buckley of Bleacher Report proposed a trade that would land the Warriors a coveted number 2 star next to Curry. Miami Heat receive Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, DeAnthony Melton, trade eligible on December 15, Brandon Podziemski, Gue Santos, a 2028 first-round pick, a 2026 second-round pick via ATL, and a 2028 second-round pick via ATL. Golden State Warriors receive Jimmy Butler and Kevin Love, trade eligible on December 15. If the Warriors are convinced Stephen Curry needs a co-star to make a championship run, they probably aren't doing better in this market than Butler, unless the world's biggest. Fans of Kuminga and Podziemski happen to reside in Milwaukee's front office. Butler has the experience to adjust on the fly, the playmaking ability to help bring even more out of Curry, and the competitive fire to form a kindred spirit type of bond with Draymond Green. Love's range, vision, and IQ have always made him an on-paper fit for this system, Buckley wrote. A Butler trade would represent an all-in move for the Warriors to maximize Curry's remaining years as an elite player in the NBA. Getting Butler would give the Warriors his best co-star since Kevin Durant during their back-to-back title runs in 2017 and 2018. Butler, 35, is called Playoff Jimmy for his penchant for playing big games during the postseason. While Butler lost in the NBA Finals twice with the Miami Heat, he averaged 24.1 points, 8.3 assists, and 6.6 rebounds in 11 games. Butler isn't a good outside shooter, but he is one of most physical and mentally toughest swing men in the league and possesses a solid mid-range game that could complement Curry's outside snipings and playmaking. How Steph completely changed DiVincenzo's NBA mindset. Over the last decade, the Warriors have built a reputation for their second-to-none culture and playing style. That, in turn, has made them an attractive landing spot for free agents looking to revitalize themselves. Minnesota Timberwolves guard Donte DiVincenzo, who played with Golden State during the 2022-23 NBA season, was one of those players to parlay a successful year in the Bay into a long-term contract with another franchise. I took that year to rebalance and revive what I thought I could be, and I don't think I could have went to a better place to do that, DiVincenzo told Duncan Robinson and Tommy Alter of The Young Man and the Three podcast. Playing with those dudes just completely changed my mindset of basketball. After averaging 9.4 points in about 26 minutes per game, while shooting a then-career best 39.7% from three-point range, DiVincenzo earned a 4-year contract worth almost $47 million from the New York Knicks in 2023. I don't think there's this secret recipe they're doing, but just the style of play they have makes a lot of guys successful, DiVincenzo explained about what stuck out to him about the Warriors. I think there's certain organizations that you can just go to and play a certain style that make guys look really good. And I think Golden State is that. If you can flourish in that kind of chaos of what they do, I got so many open looks that I never thought I would get. In particular, DiVincenzo highlighted the simplicity of fitting in with the Warriors. On offense, literally just run around like crazy and shoot the ball, and you look really good doing it, he proclaimed. The sharpshooting DiVincenzo also detailed the impact of Warriors guard Steph Curry on his own game, especially his work ethic and demeanor. He came ready to work every single day, and the amount of shots he took, and detail. There was never a day off for that guy, DiVincenzo recounted. That year really changed everything about how I approach practice. Moreover, DiVincenzo, who now has played on 5 different NBA teams, pointed out the importance of the Warriors' veterans. It's also the accountability of a lot of the guys within these organizations that either played there or have been around that coaching years prior, DiVincenzo continued. Warriors trade pitch would flip Podziemski, Kuminga for $146 million star. The Golden State Warriors sit atop the Western Conference standings roughly 20% of the way through the regular season because of the incredible depth the front office employs around star talent Stephen Curry. However, the Dubs may do well to deal some of that depth away for a second superstar ahead of the NBA's early February trade deadline. Golden State has already inquired with the Miami Heat about star forward Jimmy Butler, who has led that organization to 3 Eastern Conference Finals appearances and 2 trips to the NBA Finals across the last half-decade. The Heat and Butler were unable to come to terms on an extension over the summer, so while Butler's $146.4 million contract technically runs through the 2025-26 campaign, he has a player option on the final year and can opt out next offseason. That, plus Miami's likely status as a middling Eastern Conference team in 2024-25, argues for the Heat to deal Butler to a franchise like the Warriors and bring back young talent along with draft picks in return. Zach Buckley of Bleacher Report on Friday, November 22, authored a trade pitch that would see that deal done. The proposal would see the Warriors send the Heat Brandon Podziemski, Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, DeAnthony Melton and Guy Santos, along with a first-round pick in 2028 and second-round selections in 2026 and 2028. Miami would send Golden State Butler and Kevin Love. If the Heat don't trust Butler to stay healthy often enough to justify the cost of his next contract, they might be ready to reshape their roster around Bam Adebayo, Buckley wrote. If the Warriors are convinced Stephen Curry needs a co-star to make a championship run, they probably aren't doing better in this market than Butler. Butler has the experience to adjust on the fly, the playmaking ability to help bring even more out of Curry, and the competitive fire to form a kindred spirit type of bond with Draymond Green. Buckley also pitched Love as a meaningful fit for the Warriors' offense. Love's range, vision and IQ have always made him an on-paper fit for this system, he continued. Melton is now done for the season due to an ACL surgery, which could change the math on Buckley's proposal slightly. But even without Melton included, Buckley's trade package ravages the depth on the Warriors' roster, particularly at the wing position. That said, Golden State has made it clear that it is interested in making a blockbuster move for a star, as the team openly searched for such a deal all summer. The Warriors want to pull the trigger on a second banana while Curry remains an elite performer, so if the franchise believes Butler is that guy, then there's a chance Buckley's deal, or one that looks similar to it, could develop over the next 6 weeks. This particular iteration of the deal in question couldn't occur until after December 15, however, as that is when Love becomes trade eligible. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.